So, good afternoon. I'm Leslie McDonald. I'm the Executive Director for Nottingham Counselling Service. So, my organisation has a traceable history going back to 1875, and it's gone through various stages of evolution. But as a counselling service, we were founded in 1977 to provide counselling and psychological support for adults living in the city primarily, of any age and from any background. So as I mentioned, we provide a range of counselling services aimed at individuals. So that's anyone above the age of 16 who may have a wide range of issues. They may be anxiety, depression, stress, relationship problems, bereavement, and a wide range of other presenting issues. We also provide support for couples, so helping them to improve their relationships. We also provide services for employers assistants, helping them and their employees then to deal with issues for that individual that might be affecting their work within the team and their day-to-day personal life that may be impacting on their performance at work. We also provide counselling in groups. Sometimes individuals would like to experience some of their difficulties in a group with other people with similar issues and concerns. So we facilitate groups, including mindfulness, which help people then to address the problems that they feel are important to them. And so we also provide specialist support, working in conjunction with local community grassroots organisations, helping people from the Black and Asian communities in particular to access counselling and psychological therapy support where they may experience difficulties in going to mainstream organisations. So we have a positive commitment to working with other local organisations to improve access to services locally for people from the Black and Asian communities. Some of those organisations that we're working with include Tuntum Housing Association, BACP, which is a substance misuse specialist organisation, Child Development, that works with young people primarily in the St Anne's and Sneinton area, Support for Survivors, that work with people that, adults in particular, that have been abused in childhood. And we also work with the African Women's Empowerment Project, which is a group which is helping people from the African community, women in particular, to integrate into society and to deal with a wide range of issues. Some of it include domestic abuse, dealing with their immigration status, and helping them into employment through skills development and other wider opportunities. So we have a commitment working with those organisations, helping their service users and the communities that they serve to be able to access appropriate counselling service, because in the main, most of the people from our communities don't have appropriate access then to counselling and psychological therapies. And so we're working with those partners then to try and break down some of the difficulties for the communities and individuals accessing local services. So some of the challenges for us as an organisation, trying to provide services which is accessible to as many people as possible in the community, is that there's a lack of investment. So whilst we're encouraging people to refer themselves to the service, we are not commissioned or we're not funded to deliver this service free. So we do ask people to make a contribution, a weekly contribution, for us actually holding a place available for them for as long as they need, so that they can work through their problems or work through your problems at your own pace. So that does actually provide quite a significant challenge for the organisation, because whilst we need to keep the organisation afloat and running as a business, we also recognise that some people, even making a request for a modest amount of contribution, will struggle. So we do understand that some people may not be able to access our services because we're asking them to make a contribution. And for some people, their financial circumstances may change, and because of the change in their financial circumstances, it may put at risk them continuing in counselling because they can't afford it. But we have a commitment as an organisation to work with individuals then to overcome those problems. So what do I think the government can do to support organisations like us? First of all, I think that over the past 10 to 12 years, there's been quite a significant disinvestment or reduction in investment in black community organisations, both locally and nationally. And that has led to the closure of some excellent services that previously were being provided and supporting vulnerable people from our communities. So we would like to see investment, and some of those investment which is going into mainstream set aside so that black community projects like ourselves, the likes of Back In and Support for Survivors, and some of the other partners that I spoke about, can have access to funding that will not only help them to deliver their services, but it will help to make their services more sustainable and resilient, so that they can support more people and that there can be certainty that their services is going to exist more than on a short-term basis. So the other issue for me is, what can we be doing as leaders, not only of our organisations, but leaders in the community and people with a lot of lived experience and understanding around the needs, particularly health needs and health inequalities within the Black and Asian communities. I feel that it's time that we work more in partnership with each other than working in silos. And we are, at NCS, we do have a commitment at the moment to work in partnership to break down some of the challenges we face as individual organisations, with funding, with community engagement, with getting taken seriously by the mainstream and by funders and policy makers. So we are getting groups together to present our case and to give a focus then to our work, making sure that we have a proper voice, a seat at the table, and we can influence then what is happening locally in terms of health services and health strategies. And if you would like to know more about what we're doing, I invite you to make contact with me, and we can take it from there. So if you would like to get involved with NCS, we are currently recruiting for new board members. We're willing to take people with no previous experience of being a director or trustee in a charity. And generally, if you have professional qualifications as a counsellor or as a therapist and you'd like to volunteer for us, you can get further information by contacting our main reception office, or you can go onto our website, and there's a full range of details then on how people can either volunteer or become somebody on placement with us as one of the leading providers locally for people who are pursuing their careers as counsellors and as psychotherapists. So if you need to get in contact with us because you need support, the best thing to do is to call us. Our number is 0115 950 1743. We're open 5 days a week. We have late opening hours up until 8 o'clock, Monday to Thursday, and from 9 to 4 on a Friday. You can also get further information from our website. Our website address is www.nottinghamcounselingcentre.org.uk. When you go onto our website, you can make a direct referral. You don't need to be referred by your GP or any medical professional. You can come directly to us. We're an independent organisation, and we will support you in whatever way you feel it's appropriate for us to help. So I'd like to thank Unity in the Community and the Second Chance Project for drawing attention to the great work that some of the local grassroots organisations in Nottingham from the Black and Asian communities are making in terms of crime, drugs and substance misuse. It's a worthy cause, and one which I think more people need to understand and be engaged with.